Hari Om, Bhagavad Gita, chapter 3, verse 19. Yesterday we saw verse 18. In verse 18, Lord Krishna said, Hey Arjuna, the man who is satisfied with his self, the man who is happy with his self, the man who is contented with his self, he need not have to perform any action. Why? Because by doing some action, he is not going to gain happiness in the outside world. By not doing some action, he is not going to lose happiness. He is full of happiness. Hence, there is no need for any work to be done by that person. This is what Lord Krishna said in verse 18. Now, if you see Arjuna, Arjuna is not a man of happiness. If he is a man of happiness, he would not have cried before Lord Krishna. Hare Krishna, what is this? All the troubles are there. So why are you putting me in this trouble? Etc. etc. He cried, he threw his bow and arrow, and he sat depressed. All these things would not have happened if he is a man of happiness. So Krishna made only one exception. A man of happiness need not have to work. All others, whoever you are, you must work. You are in the cosmic wheel of action. You must work. There is no escape. Because what? Mentally, you want happiness. If you want happiness, you have to go and work outside. Unless you go and work outside, you will not get that even small happiness. In that case, you will be living your life wastefully. So Arjuna is in the other category, the working category. Now Krishna says, okay, you must work. How you must work? This is what he is going to say in verse 19. Tasmat asakta sadadam karyam karma samachara asakto hyacharan karma paramapnoti purushaha. Tasmat, Krishna is concluding, therefore, asakta sadadam, always work without attachment. Karyam karma samachara. Karyam karma samachara. When you do, the samachara is a wonderful word. Wonderful word. That means you must do the work with perfection. You cannot do the work casually. You must do the work with perfection. This is what Krishna is saying. Asakto hyacharan karma. If you do the work without attachment, then paramapnoti purushaha, you will reach the highest. So this is what Lord Krishna is saying. Lord Krishna is saying, always perform your actions without attachment, and you must do the action with perfection. If you do your action with perfection and without attachment, you will reach the highest. This is what Lord Krishna is saying. Now, you may ask how the person will reach the highest. By doing an action without attachment and by doing it with perfection. This may be the question in anybody's mind. We have already seen performing action without attachment means you should not worry about the result. You must do your action. You must, whatever is your obligatory duty, and you should not worry about the result. Why? If you worry about the result while doing the action, you won't be concentrating on the action which you are doing. So you will miss the result. One. Second is, we have already seen, you have only the right to perform action and not to the results. Results are given by God. There are so many factors involved in the result. So you cannot worry about the result. Second. Third, if you get attached to your result, what will happen? If you get attached to your result, if there is success, you will jump. Ah, I did it, I did it, I did it. If there is a failure, you will, what is this? Every time I am only a failure. So you will get depressed. So Krishna says, you don't get attached to the result. Perform what you have to do without attachment. Now, secondly, he says, Samachara. Samachara, I already said it is a wonderful word. With perfection. You should not do your work casually. Okay, I am getting money, so I am doing it. That kind of attitude, Krishna completely hates. Whatever you do, you may like the job, you may not like the job. You love the job, you may not love the job. You may utterly hate the job. But once you are given the job, you must give your 100% to that job. I can give you one small example. When I was working in a government organization, there we used to send an audit report. Different audit reports have to be collected and it will be printed stencil. At that time, you people may not know, many of you may not know what is stenciling. So the typist will type it and then it will be put in a machine that will take copies, 10 pages. Let us assume there was 10 pages. Then the 10 pages, every page 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it will be 5 sheets. The 5 sheets have to be arranged. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You have to collect and then keep it. Staple it and then send it to different audit departments so that they will check there. That is the thing. I was having an assistant. So I called him. I am not defaming him. I am not going to name that person. But how a person can casually do the job, even a small job. This is the example which I am giving. That person, I told him, see the page number 1, page number 2, I marked 1 copy, I kept it. This way you should keep it. So there were some 50 copies were there. Do it like this and give it to me. That report has to be sent the next day morning. After that, some time I did some other work and then came back. When I came back, just like that I checked whether he has done it correctly because he was old, around 52, 53. At that time I was very young, 30 years. So I just saw that. Utterly, I can't condemn this type of work. 1, 2, then 5, 6, then 3, 4, then 9, 10, then 7, 8. In one set. If you had done this in all the sets, then there will be a mistake. Then you can. In another set, it will be 1, 2, 9, 10, 7, 8, 3, 4. In another set, it will be in a different order. My God, I tried to arrange it again. It was extremely difficult. Then I had to order destroying the entire thing, take another set of thing, and then I myself put it and then stapled it and sent it to them. This kind of even a small work, it is only arranging the papers in accordance with the page numbers. And sometimes he has reversed the page also. That is top to bottom, he would have kept it bottom up and then top down. Savvy job, simple job, just arranging the printout in order. This kind of a casualness should not be there in any work. Whatever work you are given, it must be done with perfection. This is what Lord Krishna is saying. If you do the job with perfection, if you don't get attached to result, Krishna says you will attain the highest. Now we will see one more verse. In chapter 2, verse 47, Krishna already said, Karmanyeva adhigaraste, ma phaleshu kadachana, ma karma phalahetur bhuhu, ma te sangostva karmani. That is, Krishna has already said, Are Arjuna, you have only the right to work. You have the right to work, but not to the results thereof. We have already seen, I am not going to explain it in detail. We have seen once you do the work, results may vary. It may be as expected by you, it may be more than what you expect, it may be less than what you expect, and it may be totally opposite to what you expect. But the results depend on by the this thing. Once you accept the results without attachment and as gift of God, you get peace of mind. Because whatever is given, you are accepting it. Oh God, you have given me this result. Then, if you perform the act with attachment, what will happen? With attachment, if you perform the work, then new vasanas get created. Why you have taken this birth? You have taken this birth because you wanted something. Your vasanas were there. I told you, you are born with a pre-recorded hard disk. Because you have to exhaust those vasanas, you have come here. Instead of exhausting those vasanas, if you get attachment with your work, then what will happen is again and again and again and again you will be born. Several janmas you have to take. To exhaust the vasanas only you have come, so you should not get attachment with anything. Finally, how if I perform the work without attachment and with perfection, how will I attain the highest? As I told you, when you accept the result as gift of God, then you get complete mental peace. Whatever is the result, mental peace is extremely important. Today, you take 99% of the people are not happy. Either they say I am a success or they say I am a total failure. That mental peace is a must for meditation. When you sit on the seat of meditation, you must have complete mental peace. When you have complete mental peace, then you can easily see the highest, realize the highest. That is why Lord Krishna says, perform your action without attachment and with perfection. If you do that, then you will attain the highest. We will see the verse again. Verse 19. Tasmat asakta sadadam karyam karma samachara asakto yacharan karma paramapnodi purushaha. We will see next verse tomorrow. Harihom Sarvam Krishnarpanamastu. Narayana 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 Narayana